you've done, when I sent out to the group, your year-to-date as of July 18th was something like $97,000 issue paid. So this is like the first half of the year, about 97. So you'll be on track to possibly doing about 200,000 issue paid this year, which on your contract level, you're probably making, a strong six-figure, maybe 150-ish or something like that. So, I mean, your year is going to be pretty tremendous. But in order to do that every week, why don't you get people out there, Pam, a little bit of your goals when you are your goals every week in terms of how many appointments you want to set. So what is your work goal for every week?
My work goal is to set 18 to 20 appointments every week. And I'm on the phone until I do that.
That's right.
Because I was always told you have to look at your numbers, and I didn't. If you're on the call and you don't understand numbers, I'm still learning numbers. Like whatever the numbers is, it's the numbers. And if I don't close but so many, because you're going to have your no-shows, you're going to have your cancellations. Everybody has them. That's what Debbie Ben said and Michelle Ottoman on their call. And I was listening to them. I'm like, yeah, I'm right there with you. So you're going to have that. So you have to have enough appointments to get the closes that you want. So I want about 10 applications a week. And generally I'm hitting that every week. And so my AP goal is 5,000 a week. And lately I've been hitting that right on track for the last 3 weeks.
That is you paid or submitted?
Submit.
That's submitted or?
Yeah. So I'm upping that each week. So I'm trying to add a few more appointments in each week so I can up that because I want to hit 20,000 to 25,000 in a month. I haven't hit that yet.
Okay. What I love about this is that, sometimes people get too intimidated, Pam, by some of these like 40,000 a month issue paid producers, and it's like it's just so out of reach in their mind to get to that level, like Sean Mike or Matt Smith. I want them to think that your level is for what you're doing, you're killing it. But it's something achievable for everyone on this call that they decided to start hitting the dials. So you're at the point, skill-wise, that you are after the results goal of hitting the AP and how many appointments that's going to take every week for you to hit 10 applications a week. So you're going to dial as many times as it takes. You're more of the whatever it takes mode when it comes to goal setting, right?
Yes, whatever it takes. The 1 week it took me, which generally I can do about $200, $250 and hit my goals or less. Sometimes I can hit it less, but I try to stay at hitting my dial goal because then I'll have more appointments. And some weeks I will have 20, 25 appointments. Which my AP will be 7. I think 1 week it was like 7,500 when I had 22 appointments. So, but you have to keep your dial goal and you got to keep your goals there. And if you're not hitting them, you got to figure out how to hit them. It's like I had a lot of things going with me last week, and one day I'll discuss it was like 3 major things hit me. But I was worried about hitting my 20 appointments. And I was like, I got to hit my goal. I didn't hit my dial goal. I only did close to 190-some dials. I didn't get my 250 in, but I did hit my 20 appointment goal. So I was pleased I hit one of my goals, but I try to hit some goal, and at the beginning it was always hitting my dial goal because if I get the activity in, you got to get your activity in. And if the dials are not getting it, you got to keep dialing it, whether you got to dial 500 dials. You just got to keep, you got to put the time in on the phone to get good on the phone. That's how it was with me. And I'm really good on the phone now. So whether it's an old lead or new lead, I'm just really good on the phone. So
that's awesome. Now, you like working the A-leads, so do I, because A-leads, they're so easy. I mean, I was like, I was testing out, Pam, I was testing out the Rob Jones phone script, and because I wanted to see how it works. I was on a war party with Rob, and I just loved how simple it was, because you didn't have to really memorize a whole lot of objections, because you just sidestep every objection and you just book it. And, and my personality is way different than Rob's, so, I injected my personality into it, but still, and I was selling some A-leads, and it was like, man, this is too easy, like way easy. Now, your lead order, what is your lead order every week in order to hit that many? Now, understanding for new people out there that to do 250 dials, you don't need 250 leads. Okay,
no.
It's your leads that you order every week. You can get a hold of a certain number, and there's people you can't get a hold of, or people that want to call back. And then over time, as 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you start developing a huge inventory of unresolved leads. So that's how, on your unresolved leads, plus your new leads you get in every week, you got plenty of leads to book 20 to 25 appointments a week. Plenty of leads to do it. What is your lead order every week, Pam?
Well, like I said, I do get A-leads. I'm getting 10 to 15 A-leads. Usually it's about 12 or so. And then I'm getting some RWs, as many as in that county as I can get. Sometimes it's about 10 RWs, and then there's some A1s. If there's a few there, I'll get those. And then I'm going to start getting TLPs. I get about 10 to 15, 20 TLPs. I'm going to start that because I'm good on the phone, and so I think I can cut my lead bill by getting some TLPs. I'm going to try that again. I stopped dialing on them, but I want to train my group, so I've got to get back on them because I've got to train them. So.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. I mean, in order to train it, you got to do it, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. That is very cool. Well, I mean, it's very simple, gang, out there. Is you put the work in, you'll get the results. And now I want to just kind of pause here. Does anyone have any questions on Pam's work ethic and what she's going to create? Her activity to create. Past the year, getting to about 97,000 issue paid. That freaking rocks. I'm telling you, gang. Making some serious money. Does anyone have any questions? There's a question out there. 4-star to unmute your line. So 4-star mute your line, 4-star unmute your line. Anyone have questions for Pam regarding her work effort or what she does?
Yeah, Alex,
this is Dave. People on. Dave?
Alex, yeah, can you hear me, Alex?
Pamela?
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm here.
Pamela, it's Karen Mosel calling. Congratulations and awesome year. Great to have you on our call today. Wanted to ask you about how many days you're in the field to be running, 18 to 25 appointments.
I'm usually in the field about 3.5 days. I'm only on the phone like 8 hours, but I split that up on a Thursday evening and Friday.
Okay, and then you run the weekend, Monday?
Yeah. I'm running Saturday, Sunday, because my meeting's on Monday, so I leave that open. And then I'm running on Tuesday, and some kind of follow-ups, like if I have people call me back, and once that's Wednesday. That's like extra. It's just like a backup day.
Understood. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love that. Every week, you stay right in that schedule and you stick to it. That's great. So 8 hours of phone dialing. to book your Saturday and Sunday. You honor your hotspot meetings, and you leave Wednesday as a backup day, which I love that mentality. You dial Tuesday to run Wednesday, and I've always taught that as far as schedule, that you need your backup day. If you don't get what you can get on your Saturday and Sunday, then your backup day, if you got what you got your goal, then that backup day is for recruiting, following up, talking to agents, whatever. I'm Dave Foster. You had a question?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me,
Dave?
Pam?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Pam, I had a question as to what times do you usually call? Is it morning, evening? Are you usually talking to people who are working during the day? Or are you talking to doing final expenses? People who are at home during the day? What's the normal time range that you make phone calls?
Well, I'm always dialing Thursday evening, and that is from about 6 to 9. Sometimes I'll start a little bit earlier. I'll start with 5 to 9, because you have those older people that will answer the phone right before they have dinner, or they're sitting down to dinner and they'll answer the phone, or they've already finished dinner at 5:30 and when you're calling. So sometimes I'll start a little bit early, but generally from 6 to 9 on Thursday. And then on Friday, I'll get up early and start about 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning, and I'll dial for a couple of hours, 2 to 3. I always set myself out blocks of time. I don't set myself out an hour to dial, because even if that I made, $97,000 already, but it still takes me motivation. Once you get in, you got to get your momentum up. So it takes me, $20, $30 to get my momentum. Once I got my momentum up, you don't want to stop dialing. So I always make sure I have blocks of time, like 3 to 4 hours. I never set out. I have dialed for an hour and stopped, but I don't get the results that I need from just an hour of dialing. I have to have blocks of time. So I'll dial from, again, back to answer your question, from 7:30 to about 9 or 9:30. And then I'll dial again in the afternoon, like after lunch, for about 2 or 3 hours, just say 1 to or 12 to 3. And then I'll dial again in the evening. I'll start again on Friday. This is Friday. Friday I'll dial in the morning, afternoon, and then the evening again from 6 to 9 again. Now on Saturday morning when I get up, that is my backup time in the morning. So if I don't have enough of an appointment, I'm back on the phone on Saturday morning and dialing for about an hour, 2 hours in the morning before I even run my appointment, because I've got to hit my goal. So and if I've hit my goal, sometimes I'll still dial if I have time, even if I don't hit my goal, because I'm trying to make the numbers are the numbers, so I'm trying to make my numbers better. So I guess generally I'm always on the phone on Saturday morning for 2 hours before I run an appointment.
Yeah.
So if I may ask again, Pam, when you're dialing at 7 in the morning, you're catching people who are getting ready to go to work. Some of them may be driving to work on their cell phones. Do people get upset with you calling that early in the morning? Can you elaborate on that a little?
Yeah, I get people upset just like you would get. But my objection, and I shared this with one of Eric Belair's girls, and she used it and she said it worked. So I was glad to get the feedback that it worked. What I actually do is when people tell me, why are you calling me so early in the morning? And I'm like, they get kind of nasty, and I'm right there with you. But I'll just say in a very calm voice, and I keep the same tone, that I'm sorry I do have to call you this early in the morning, but this is the only job I could find, and I have to call people when they're home, either early in the mornings or late in the evening. And, your request, I tried to call last night and you weren't at home, so I've got to call this morning. Believe me or not, if you keep the tone low and you keep it that you're the guy that just got to call them because that's your job, it's the only job you could find, they immediately shut up. They immediately, because it triggers in their mind that, hey, I got a cool job. I don't have to be there till 9, or I don't have to be at my work till 8:30. I forgot there's other people out there. The world's got different jobs. and they shut up completely.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. Pam's awesome. It's like the magic isn't the script. The magic is the work. You can almost have any kind of script. The work is key. Awesome. Any other questions? Yeah, it is what it is, man. I don't know how more complicated we can make this for y'all. Go ahead.
Alex, would it be out of order for me to ask Pam how much she pays for leads per week?
Well, she pays at her contract level what she pays. But
I mean, how much is she spending a week on leads? If I can ask that.
I don't mind answering that. About $500 a week.
Oh, sweet. Okay. That's one app.
Yeah. I always looked at it because looked at it. I'm sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead. You always looked at it how?
I always looked at it as when I ran a restaurant. You've got to invest in your business. Because if I didn't buy food, I didn't buy supplies for the restaurant, I couldn't service my customers. And this is the same way. If you don't invest in yourself, how are you going to make an income? It's no possible way. You've got to invest. And at first, it's a struggle because you got to learn how to do that if you've never ran a business before or put money into something. You've got to figure out how to invest in yourself because that's how you're going to get your money. Even if I had to, I don't know, I just look at it differently. $500 spent last week, and I submitted $6,000. And if I get $4,000 out, that was a good investment, awesome investment. I couldn't get that kind of investment out of a restaurant.
What's your contract level, Pam?
It's 80.
Okay, so I thought. So if you did 97,000, I just want to put everything in perspective because it's all about perspective times 80. So first half of the year, roughly, you made about $77,600 in 6 months. So if you take 500, so 500 times 25, say 25 weeks. Okay, 12,500 in leads. So this is all gross numbers. So you made net ballpark $65,100 in 6 months. Okay, so let me ask everyone out there, is that a great return on investment? Like Dave, if you made $65,000 net, I don't care if you spent $1,000 a week on leads, but if you netted $65,000, do you think that's a good return on your money?
That's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, does anyone like, Pam, that's the biggest thing that's funny about, scared money don't make money. See, what you're doing is, you know why Pam Moore can bet on herself is that she's going to do this part, the part about dialing the phone, the part about putting a schedule together, the part about doing $250 a week or $500, whatever it takes to get 20 appointments. That's why she can bet on her. But if she wasn't doing the work, then it'd be a sorry-ass bet. I wouldn't bet on a horse that couldn't run, but this horse can run. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when I see, I like number one on our leaderboard with one application. That's one appointment, one phone call, one application. It's like, woo, man, it'd be so awesome if I did $250. I mean, can you imagine if I went on 20 appointments, closed half of them, I mean, for me, that'd be awesome. But for you, that would be really awesome because you guys really need the money more than I do when it comes to production. Does that make sense? I'm getting kind of ranty, okay? I'm starting to rant now because it's like, golly, man. Pam, okay, Pam, I want you to talk. Where did you come from? Like, everyone thinks like you're this awesome producer, you got this great work ethic, but, man, tell us where you came from. I want people to have hope that, because you didn't come out the womb and in life insurance again, right?
Oh, no. I didn't know anything about life insurance.
Tell us where you were when you got involved with us.
Well, I always get emotional, so I try not to get too emotional, but...
You're with friends. You're with family, so
yeah,
it's
okay
with me.
But I was homeless, living out of my car. And when I found NAA, y'all just don't know what you have your hands on. It is not just the money. The money's good, and I need the money, or I wouldn't work as hard. But we're out to do more than that here. They really care about people. And the more I'm in NAA, I see how the world, as Andy was talking yesterday, if y'all were on the TWC, it just hit home. It just, every time I think of something, he says it. It comes right out of his mouth. It's kind of strange. But always, you're out there in that world, and it is beating people up. I see it in my own family members, how they're negative and they're hurting because people out there don't care. And, we got to care about people. And that's one reason I just love this company. And when I was homeless and I met Andy, I'm telling you, some strong light is shining on this man, and he's absolutely the most amazing person I've ever met, because I don't know, it's just some kind of connection there, and I don't know how to explain it, but I know I'm in a good, safe place. And when you're in that scenario, you need a safe place. And I needed a safe place, and I prayed, and I found it. And, yeah, I had my struggles. I couldn't dial the phone. I was horrible on the phone. But I kept plugging into the meetings. I kept plugging into the phone calls, because I would go to meetings, and that's what Andy would say to do, plug into the calls, plug in. And I'm like, oh, my God, I'm horrible. I'm like, but I'm not going to give up. He kept saying, just don't give up. Just don't give up. Just don't give up. And I keep telling myself that. I have different struggles now, and I just keep telling myself, I'm not giving up. That's not an option. And I don't have a plan B. This is plan A, and that's the only plan I have. And because I love the company, I love their the Alliance Playbook. If you hadn't seen that, it tells you everything about what this company represents, and it's absolutely amazing company to be involved with, and the type of people. So, I don't know what you need out there, or what, if you're broke, or if you don't have a car, or whatever the scenario is. I run across people every day that I'm even working with in my team, and I just wish I could just put a little me in them. Just a little bit, just so they work, so they can make some money for themselves, because all you have to do is pick up the phone. It's not that difficult. I don't know why it's so difficult for people. But, and my heart goes out to them because they can't pick up the phone. They can't dial. And it just, my heart goes out to them, and I pray that to get them on the phone so they can make some money. But if you've got any kind of desire, just pick up the phone, guys, and dial. I don't mean to be all smushy, but, it's not hard.
Now, Pam, you were terrible on the phone. You had conversations with Andy about how, and he wasn't like all mushy with you. What did he tell you that made you wake up and start getting after it? Because I know he wasn't easy on you, was he?
No. He just told me to be more bolder on the phone and more bolder in the house. But, so that meant, basically, you just got to care more about that other person than you do about your paycheck, whether you're on the phone or you're in the home. And that means that's your job, and you got to keep that in the back of your head. I don't know if it was Bill Cook or Bill something told you have to have a mantra and what you say when you go in the house. And mine is, I got to protect this family at all costs. I've got to set that appointment. That's my job. That is your job, to get on the phone and protect these families. It's not a paycheck at that moment. It is your job, just like you would go to Walmart and ring the register for 4 hours and you're in the same spot. You have to sit there behind your desk and be on that phone. That is your job. Then you'll get paid at the end of that week.
I love it. How, you said you were terrible. How bad were you? Like, did you go through, like, a bunch of no closes? And, because a lot of people quit after their first week of struggle. I just want to give people perspective.
When I went to my first appointment, I did close it. I just think it was just the luck of the draw, and somebody was with me at that time helping me close. I don't know how I closed it, but I did. But it wasn't like that for the rest. I have been on 20 straight appointments and not closed one. So, but I just knew I could do it. I don't know why. It's not difficult. It's just figuring out how to do it, learn it, and we have so many tools now. From when I started, you've got the hotspot meetings that I see people starting so much faster because they go to the hotspots, and you've got that NAAbase.com, and you can get on that, or I'm sure you have training sites in your organization. But plug into those things, or if you still seem like you can't get the phone, I actually talked to Brandy Tipton before she got into President's Club, and she critiqued my phone script. I'll never forget that day. Just keep reaching out and wanting help. Somebody will help you. But when you're reaching out, don't complain. Say, I need to fix something. What's wrong with me? Don't complain it's the leads, because it's not the leads. It's you. And I didn't understand that at the beginning, and you always heard that. But you got to figure out, how can I fix me first? You got to fix you, and then everything else will fall into place.
That's awesome. So now, just out of curiosity, I don't think I've ever asked you this. Like, how soon were you able to get out of your car and move into a place?
Well, when I found NAA, my family, I was 48 years old. And it was very embarrassing. I didn't tell family members. I didn't tell my mom. I had places to go. But I always had things. I always had a home. I always had furniture. I had things. Lots of things. And to be in that scenario at 48 years old, it was hard to swallow my pride and to ask somebody for the help. So when I found NAA and I met Andy, I knew I could do this. It's just I had to figure out how. But I had to have a place. I swallowed my pride. And I actually went home to my mom's house and asked her to stay with her for a while until I got this up and going. And I would say the first 6 months I played with it like most people probably do. And I wish I didn't, but I was healing, and NAA lets you heal, especially, I just felt like Andy sensed something about me, but he never pressured me a whole lot. I don't know if he sensed I had problems, I don't know. But, and then the next 9 months I really started picking up, doing the dolls like I was supposed to, and of course I wasn't good, but I lived at my mom's for about a year and a half, and then I moved out and got my place. And, you know, I've got a very nice place where I stay, and it's clean and got nice things in it, and I'm very comfortable. So, I mean, it's not where I want to go down the road, but I've got to help some more people before I get some more. So.
Wow. Well, I think with the all that you had to overcome, I think what I see clearly is, number one, you found someone to believe in you when you maybe didn't believe in yourself. You know, someone like Andy Albright, and
Absolutely.
And when he kept believing in you, never pressured you, kept telling you what you needed to hear, exposing you to everyone that would help you to get the association, you were able to dig yourself out until you start believing in yourself. And it's okay to ask for help as long as you're willing to take that help and use it to become what God wanted you to become. And, you know, this is what a merciful Lord will do, because you are, and He's always there to help. And He'll send people in your life, people in your life that will help you. Well, we're getting a lot of noise. He'll send people in your life to help you. And if you're there to swallow your pride and take that help that He sent, and He sent you to be Albright, He made you realize that you could go and get the help you needed from others, and then from there you just did it yourself. You know, you with God's help, but with your work, you dug yourself out of a horrible situation most people couldn't even imagine themselves in. But you know, they're all out there. You have no idea how close you all are to being homeless sometimes. I mean, it just takes one mishap in your life, and all of a sudden it's like you can't pay your mortgage, your rent. It's like, where do I go? And y'all sometimes take it for granted that you always have some place to stay. But I'm telling you, man, major mishap in your life, it could be medical, it could be whatever. You're like one step away. You have no idea. It's amazing, right, Pam, how much we take for granted. And the last thing in your life you'd ever thought that you'd ever be one of those people, like you those people, right, quote unquote.
Absolutely.
But I'll tell you what. Well, here's a funny thing, Pam. The funny thing is I had tremendous respect for you because I saw how bad you wanted it. You were always in the front row. When I met you, you were already doing great. And I respected you tremendously because you were mega association. You want to get around people. You just wanted to find out how to do this thing. Got around, the top people in the business. I just respected you tremendously because of your power of association. And then when I came to understand, where you were even before I met you, it was amazing to me. And so, you honor me by being on my call. And, it's always, when you see the Lord's mercy work in someone's life, you know that His mercy is there for you too. For all you out there who are struggling and you don't know, like, what's up, what's going on. A lot of times, man, sometimes you got to get God gets you off your butt, because you think everything's like all great. And sometimes you forget who's your source. Sometimes y'all think, oh, my job's my source. I'm making money because I got a great job, or I'm making money because anything's so awesome and, I'm killing it. You know what? You forget who your source is. Your source is our Lord in heaven. That's who your source is. Not a job, not NAA. When you understand that truth, then everything else falls into place, because all you have to do is have faith that he sent you this business. And I'm just talking purely from the standpoint that people are in our business to make it. He sent you this business to help you make it. And if you don't do what you need to do to make it, then you just slapped God in the face with an opportunity that he gave you to dig yourself out of your situation. Trust me, the lottery is not God's answer to your prayer. You know what I'm saying? Why would he give you a 1 in a 7 million chance of answering your prayer? He's giving you 100% chance of your answer to your prayer if you put the freaking work in. If you actually dial the phone and go out help somebody who needs your help, and you're looking at them as someone that you're going to bless in your life, because you're going to help them. I'm telling you, man, the blessings will come. So, Pam, me all emotional, which is why I shut down my webcam, because I don't want you guys seeing me being a blubbering idiot. But I don't know what else to say. Pam, is there any last words to give to people that are feeling down out there that, just can't pick the phone up, or, what can you tell them that can bless them with?
The only thing that comes to mind is what I always see. Look at yourself working a regular job where Monday you're broke and Friday you get paid. And you're just struggling to make, you have a guaranteed paycheck, and it's like, but you're broke. Your car broke down. You don't have money to fix it, and you're still in this. And when you're in NAA, you can make so much more money. All you got to do is work. And your dreams will come true. And if you keep plugging in, like myself, I never in a million years, and it makes me upset. I'm sorry I keep crying. But I would have the dreams that I have. And, if you keep plugging in, you'll find out what your dreams are. Maybe it's just to have that big house. Maybe it's to buy your kids the toys that they need. Maybe you're single and you need a car. And you want to buy a really fancy car and have a car to run. I don't know what your dream is. I know mine are huge, and I don't know why all these dreams are coming into me that are this big. But I just keep working and keep doing, because, like Alex said, the Lord blessed me with this. And I have to keep going forward because I'm grateful. And I want to do what's right. And he gave you this opportunity, so use it. To find out what your dreams are, or write them down on paper and read them every day. At first, it was hard for me to dial, so I would put my grandchildren out and look at them while I was dialing. Whatever you have to do, if it's that car you want, print it off, lay it up there, look at it. Whatever you need to do. But it was, getting for my grandchildren, because the first year I was homeless, I had to go to the dollar store. That ain't what I want for my grandkids. You have people out there who are shopping the same thing as me in a dollar store. That's not what I want in life. So their pictures were up so I could give them whatever they wanted or needed, Christmas time or any time that they needed something that, they're not able to get, clothes or shoes or a computer or a game or whatever. So I had them out, put something out that you can look at when you start to dial, and not just the leads in front of you, because it's not about the leads. You'll figure all that out. At first you're broke, and I know it's about, I got to get these leads, but it's about protecting the families. It's about what your dream is. Print something out while you're dialing so you can look at it. That's all I have. I don't know if I hope that was good.
Oh, that was awesome. That's what I did. Pam. I couldn't dial the phone. I was like, I don't know why. It's weird because I made $200 a day as a recruiter, but for some reason I put the leads in front of me, and I think maybe it was the pressure of thinking, oh, my God, I've got these people that got to help. Can I help them? Am I equipped to help them? If I blow it, then I blow it for them. And what I did the same thing you did, is I put a picture of my children. I had 3 at the time. My 17-year-old daughter was like 3 years old. 4 years old, and I put them in front of me when I dialed because they were the reason I had to pursue this, and the emotion is so emotional to overcome, and I look at that time as a real gut check for me, because I had to figure out how bad do I really want this. Do I really need to do this to make money? I can do a lot of things to make money. I got an education, master's degree. I can do a lot of things, but I couldn't have the life I was looking for, which was being able to spend time with my kids. And you wanted to be able to provide for your grandchildren anything they needed. And so y'all, this is great advice. That's great advice. Put that in front of you when you make the dials. So Pam Moore, you rock. I appreciate you so much. I love you. I love what you do for us. I love what you do for the Alliance. You're a great example. Hopefully people on this call somehow, some way were inspired. And I know God's speaking through you. So I pray success on your team. And please know anything you ever need from me to help you, just call. Okay, I'm here for you too. So I can't, I would do anything for you. So please know that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody, I think that we get more out of praying for others, like Andy said on the TWC. I'm such a believer in that for a long time. You get more out of praying for others than for yourself. You actually get more for yourself when you pray for others. What a concept. And I'm a big believer in that. So find people to pray for. Recruit a team that you can pray for them. Every time you pick up a resume to dial, look at them as someone who was on their knees the night before praying for an opportunity, and you're the one to call them. When you pick up a lead, look at that lead as someone who the Lord might take next week, and if you don't call them, your family's going to be devastated financially. So your job is to call them up before, God starts knocking on their door saying it's time to come home. You know what I mean? So anyway, thanks, Pam. Now you got me all weepy. I'm the one who's all weepy. So I appreciate you so much. Love you. Thank you so much, Pam, and I appreciate your team being on this call as well. All right, gang, you heard it. Now go do it. This week, I want everyone to email me. If you're on this call, I want you to email me your dial count goal. Just give me your dial count goal. What are you willing to do for your dream? $200, $250, $300? I don't care what it is, but tell me what it is. I want you to tell me what you're willing to do for your family. All right? All right, gang. Thanks, everybody, for being on this call. Over and out. Take care. Thanks, Pam. Y'all take care. Have a great week. Let's kill it this week. All right, everybody. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.